Happy Monday, fabulous first graders. Today is Monday, April 6, 2020. Giada and Gio want to say hello. They went to Beaver Lake this weekend and enjoyed the weather with their older brother, Amadio. Great smiles, and I hope you had a great time with your family. Today's weather will be partly cloudy with a high of 55 degrees. Here is your agenda for today. Make sure you're practicing your foundations chants. There is a practice foundations video. Make sure you have a piece of paper and a pencil or a whiteboard and a marker. You can always press pause on the video if you need to stop and grab your materials. For reading, I will be the guest reader today. I will read a funny story called Bootsy Barker Bites. I want you to listen to that story and I want you to think about making a connection. So maybe something in the story also happened to you, or maybe you felt a certain way like the main character did. Maybe you can make a text-to-text connection. So that means what you hear in Bootsy Barker Bites might make you think about another story that is similar, or a text-to-world connection. So maybe it didn't happen to you, maybe you saw it happen, or maybe it could happen in the outside world, okay? Try and practice some additional reading on Epic, Tumblebooks, or iRead. Shout outs to Garrett, Gabe, Giada, Gio, Isaiah, Brandon, Colton, Frida, Jamie, Lily, Quincy, and Seth for logging on and practicing reading on Friday on Epic. And I also want to give a special shout out to Colton, and Jacob, and Isaiah. I saw that you were logging on to Epic over the weekend. So way to go practicing some reading over the weekend. My friends in the Blue Balloons had 20 minutes or more of reading. Kirash, Ella, Sophia, Graham, Patrick, Jacob, and Quincy. I'm so proud of everyone's hard work. Keep it up. Looking at your agenda for today, you're going to watch Mrs. Orr. She is going to talk about writing reviews. There is an anchor chart. So friends, if you remember the big sticky notes in our classroom where I'd write some writing tips, okay, that's the same. For today, you're going to think of a book that you want to convince your reader to read. And so sometimes when I come home, Mr. Dickinson might ask, what's a good book that you've been reading lately? And I'll want to share a book that I read to you in school with him and see if he, wants to reread it. So I'm going to share with you a review that I wrote with Dexter. And thank you, Dexter, for helping me with this review. It says, my review of Goldilocks and Just One Bear. So maybe you are remembering the story a few months back when I read this book in class. Do you like to read fairy tales? If so, you should read Goldilocks and Just One Bear. One reason this is a good book is because it is like the story Goldilocks and the Three Bears. If you remember that story, it was really funny that a girl was exploring a bear's house. And so I tried to add a twin sentence after my first reason. A twin sentence gives a little bit more detail about the first sentence. That's why they call it a twin sentence. Another reason you should read this book is because it is hilarious. Also, that's my third reason. At the end, there is a great surprise. These are the reasons why you should hurry up and read Goldilocks and Just One Bear. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And so friends, that's my review of Goldilocks and Just One Bear. I tried to sound enthusiastic by using words such as also. I tried to let you know that there's a great surprise at the end, but I didn't spoil it for anyone who hasn't read the book that might be reading my review. And I tried to include some words in my closure that would make others say, oh, I gotta go get that book. And so I used the words hurry up and read. So you try and think of a book that you would want to convince others to read, and maybe you can start writing your review today. If you finish it, I can't wait to take a peek at it. Ask someone at home to take a picture and send it to me through my phone or through email. For math today, it is Module 4, Lesson 12. You do not have this problem set in your papers, okay? You will be getting more problem sets in the next day or two, but Lesson 12, you don't have a paper copy yet. So you can click on the link where it says here, and you can view it on your computer or iPad. You can also get a piece of paper and a pencil, and you can practice writing your numbers if you don't have a printer at home. So here's today's problem set. If you want to press pause and make sure that you have a piece of paper and pencil or a whiteboard and marker, do that now. Press play when you're ready. All right, my friends, make sure you got your name, today's date, and your number. Oops, I'm sorry. It's hard to write with the mouse, but today's date is 4 for the 4th month in the year. 6, it is the 6th day in April, and 20 is the short way we say the year 2020. The directions say fill in the missing numbers to match the picture, write the matching number bond. And so today we're going to be adding 10, or I should say tens, to a 2-digit number. So look here, here's my 2-digit number 12, right? There's 2 digits in that number, okay? And I'm going to be adding tens to that number. So how many tens am I going to be adding to 12? You can look at your picture and you can circle your tens. Here's 10, 11, 12, 10, 20. How many tens did I circle? 2. And 2 tens has a value of 20. And so when I make my number bond on my problem set, 12 is one part, 20 is my second part, and I'm going to add these numbers together. I want to show you a trick. Look at the tens place, 1 and 2. What's 1 10 plus 2 tens? I hope you said 3 tens. So I know that there are 3 tens in my total. And you can just imagine this is a place value chart, tens and ones, okay? You don't have to write that on every answer, but try and make sure you're imagining it in your brain. And now I go to my ones. Let me use a different color for this so you can see. There's 2 ones plus 0 ones. What's 2 plus 0? 2. And so I have 2 ones. And so what's my number? 32. So make sure that on your problem set, you are circling tens, you're filling in the missing numbers. And so let's look at number 4 together. Number 4, how many tens do you see here? 1, 2. So I know that there's 2 tens. Ooh, they set it up in a 5s group for me. So I already know that this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's my number? 29. And now I'm going to be adding some tens to 29. How many? I only circled 110. What's the value of 110? You're right, it's 10. And now I can use my trick. I can say 2 10s plus 1 10 is 3 10s. Remember, we're imagining that place value chart right now. 3 9s, oops, I'm sorry, 9 1s plus 3 1s equals, what does that equal? 12, you're right. And so can I put a number 12 here? No, I can't. And so the reason why I picked 4 is because we might have to solve this a little bit differently. So I want you to look. Oh, I added it wrong. 9 1s plus 0 1s is, what is it? 9. You're right. And so now you can tell your parents that I make silly mistakes like this all the time at school, and you guys can just laugh at me, and then we can get over it. So sorry, friends. I made a mistake. So my number bond would be 29 as one part, 10 as another part, and my total would be 39. Let's pretend, though, I didn't make a mistake. And what was that number? Like 29 plus, we're going to say 29 plus 13. This is not the skill we're working on today because this number should only be like 10, 20, 30. But let's just do this for practice since I was just about ready to teach you this. Here's my place value chart. So 2 10s plus 1 10 is 3 10s. 9 1s plus 3 1s, this is when I was getting confused at teaching the lesson, is 12 1s. Let's just put that there for a minute. If I were to have a quick draw, here's 29. You agree with me? And let's draw the number 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. This is where circling your 10s is important. Now, I'm going to use a different color so you can see. I have 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, right? Look familiar? That's where I got my 3 from, right there. Can I circle and make another 10? Yeah. Here's 9, 9, 10. There's another 10. And so my place value chart would now be how many 10s? How many circles do you see? Yep. I shouldn't say circles. They're not perfect circles, but you know what I mean. We see 4 10s. And how many 1s are left over? 1, 2. And so 29 plus 13 equals 42. All right, so you learned something new, hopefully. So friends, you might see on your problem set that there are no drawings. You can draw, or you can just complete the number bond and the place value chart. I think you have enough space and enough time to draw, so I would love for you to practice your quick draw, and that's because in a lesson or two, it's going to ask you to do that anyway. So that would be good practice. You can always log into Zearn and have some additional fact fluency practice. On the back of your problem set, you're going to see that this is called the arrow notation to solve. It just tells you how many you're adding. And so if I'm adding 1 10 to the number 13, I know that this number is my tens place. That's going to go up 1 10. So instead of 1 10, it's now going to be, let's see, I already have 1 10. I'm adding a 10. That would be 2 10s. My 1s stay the same. What's that new number? 23. So I'm going to practice saying this out loud. 13 plus 10 equals 23. Number 8's a little tricky because you don't know what number to add. And so you're going to compare. Are my ones the same? They're the same, so I'm not adding or taking away ones. Are my tens the same? 1 10 here, 3 10s there. They're not the same. So I have to think about starting at 110, how many 10s do I need to add to get to 39? So if I'm at 110, I'm going to count up to get to 3 10s. So 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s. How many more 10s did I need to add? 2. What's the value of 2 10s? 10, 20. So I would put the number 20 in here, plus 20, okay? If you look at number 10 and number 9, you don't know what number you start with. So you're going to work backwards. You're going to start here and say 26, what's 10 less? Start here. 38, what's 20 less or 2 10s less? Going to work backwards when you don't know what number you start with. Number 11, you have dimes. You might need to use some pennies to complete the place value chart and the number sentences. So the dimes are on top, okay? This top row, I'm going to put a blue line with the number 10. So actually, yeah, I would suggest that you label each of your dimes 10. And you label each of your pennies 1, okay? And so now you're looking over here first, and we see 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. The number is 23. Yep, I see 2 10s, I see 3 1s. How many are we adding? We're adding 10. I just see one 10. 1 dime is worth 10 cents. And I can do my trick. 2 10s plus 1 10 equals, you got it. You don't need me to fill it in. 3 1s plus 0 1s is, got it, fill it in. Great job. I'm going to go over with you your science and then sign off so you can get started on your work for the day. For science, you can finish your science project if you would like. I do want to share Jamie's. Jamie did an awesome job. He is going to the Amazon rainforest. And so he wrote, I will need a raincoat and rain boots. I need bug spray. Jamie, I love how you had 2 complete sentences there. You had a capital letter at the beginning and you had punctuation marks at the end. I didn't even think of bug spray. You are absolutely right. I also learned something new from Jamie. For the question, how will you camouflage in the habitat? And remember, he chose the Amazon rainforest. What color or pattern should your clothing be? Jamie wrote, I need a ghillie suit. It will be green. I hope I'm saying that right, Jamie, because I never really knew what this was called. And so I'm going to show you what a ghillie suit is for those of you that don't know. So Jamie, you did amazing, and I learned something new from your project. You're never too old to learn something new. For science this week, you can go on a virtual field trip to the San Diego Zoo. Share what animal you liked best if you have time. Have a great day, friends.